Important. To understand this video, please listen to the following. This video will feature a color-coded system at the top right of the screen. A green symbol will convey factual, objective information with clear dates and events. An orange symbol will convey criminal and/or serious allegations that have not yet been proven nor disproven in a court of law as of the day of posting. A blue symbol will convey events, not of criminal nature, that have unclear origins or information with limited online sources, including comments made by users online or Rox/Qwel. This video will feature heavy topics such as child abuse, grooming, CSAM, harassment, mental illnesses, and more. If these topics are too heavy for you, I urge you to take care of your mental health and click off this video. Viewer discretion is advised. February 20th, 2019. Rox discovered Databrawl, a PvP game that was rising in popularity. He joined the Roblox game community, Slam Dunk Studios. December 2019. He was very involved within the community, to the point that the creators even put some of his creations into their game and allowed him to do some modeling for the game. March 2020. Within this month, Rox meets somebody named Anon. Rox quickly developed feelings for Anon, but Anon did not feel the same way. Anon eventually began to date somebody, causing Rox to become hostile towards Anon. Rox would allegedly treat Anon very poorly, belittling and bullying them. April 2020. During the span of months, Rox, still not an official contributor to Databrawl yet, became a well-known person within the community. This caused Rox to officially become a part of Slam Dunk Studios, becoming a moderator for their Discord server. As relationships became stronger, Rox, alongside the Databrawl developers, created Databrawl Plus, a fan game based on Databrawl, alongside other variations. This would eventually pave the way for him to become a credible developer. May 2020. A month later, Rox allegedly interacted sexually with Buddy, 13 years old, often discussing Paige, 15 years old. Both Buddy and Paige met Rox through Slam Dunk Studios. At the time, Rox was 17. It's alleged that Rox had a crush on Paige. May through August 2020. Between May through August, Rox meets somebody on one of his own friend servers for Databrawl named Tom. Tom was between the ages of 15 and 16. Rox at the time was still 17. They started dating, although Rox still allegedly had a crush on Paige. September 16th, 2020. Rox and Tom video call. It's unsure if this was their first video call ever, however, allegedly, during this video call, Rox coerces Tom to send him nudes. September 29th, 2020. Roughly 2 weeks later, Paige expresses interest in Rox. Rox breaks things off with Tom to pursue Paige. 2020 to 2021. Throughout these years, Rox was officially a moderator of the Slam Dunk Studios Discord server, as well as part of the development team for Databrawl, specializing in modeling. Mid-2020, Qwel and Rox meet. It's unknown exactly when or how they met, but what is confirmed is that they became partners and friends, and throughout this year likely worked on game ideas and concepts. Eventually, they would co-own 2 games. September 30th, 2020. Rox was confronted by what he had allegedly done and said to Tom, along with what he was causing Anon to go through. He left the Databrawl's community for a while. October 10th, 2020. Rox returns to the Databrawl community. November 30th, 2020 to early 2021. Rox joins the Tower Heroes community, owned by Pixelbit Studios. Early 2021. Rox meets somebody who had been banned from Pixelbit Studios. Rox claims that he wanted to be his friend. The person, he does not name, invited Rox into his friend group. The entire friend group would draw and share CSAM. April 1st, 2021. Rox becomes a contributor to the Tower Heroes community. April 14th, 2021. 2 weeks later, Rox turns 18 years old, now a legal adult. April 2021. Rox allegedly drew and shared CP. The art depicted a 15-year-old named Gary with another person, whose age was not disclosed. Once again, by this point, Rox was 18, therefore a legal adult. May 2021. Rox states he no longer wants to be friends with this person. Allegedly, in retaliation, this person leaked all Rox's CM art in Pixelbit Studios. June 22nd, 2021. Rox claims that after the incident, he left Pixelbit Studios community and was later banned from it. 2021 to 2022. This part is very muddled, hence it's blue. Rox states that in 2021, he decided to leave the Databrawl community voluntarily. Other sources state that he was kicked by the team in 2022. After 2 years and those incidents, Flavor Frenzy was released by Qwel and Rox publicly. While Flavor Frenzy isn't a failure by any means, it wasn't nearly as big a hit as their next game would become. April 1st, 2024, the document against Rox was created. June 14th, 2024, 2 years after Flavor Frenzy, Dandy's World was released publicly. The game quickly took off, becoming one of the most popular Roblox games to date, eventually winning the Best Party and Casual Experience Award during RIA 2025. June 2024. Within the document, the writers state that Qwel knew about the art before anybody in the Pixelbit community knew about it. June 2024. During this time, Rox was still a part of Dandy's World as a co-owner and head developer. July 2024. Only a month after Dandy's World was released, it quickly gained attention. Just like anything else that blows up, people wanted to know why. After some quick research, it was found that Qwel and Rox both co-owned the game. However, some people did additional digging, soon uncovering the allegations and incidents involving Rox during his Databrawl and Tower Heroes time. July 7th, 2024. The document alleges that Qwel, at this point, knew what Rox was drawing and doing, yet continued working with him on Dandy's World after refriending him silently. Other sources allege that she's known since 2021. When Qwel allegedly unfriended Rox is unclear. July 15th, 2024. Qwel and Rox release a now-deleted video. Qwel does admit that she was also connected to Pixelbit Studios, as she herself had been a contributor for over 4 years and created a large amount of content for them. As stated, this was in a now-deleted hour-long video Rox and Qwel released that is available in a channel archive from the document.
Hi, my name is Qwel, and I am the owner of Blushcrunch Studio. When Gary posted his original thread on Twitter, I learned the same day I was banned from Pixelbit Studios. I was given no warning, no reason, no explanation. I did not have a conversation with any staff prior, and I was shadow banned. To this day, I have zero idea why they did that, as I was a contributor for over 4 years and created a large amount of content for them.
August 2024. The final few months of 2024 marked a large escalation, as the document became increasingly shared. Players felt angry that a game they started to love appeared to have somebody who had done awful things still on the team. October 6, 2024. After nearly 2 months since the height of the document, Qwel posted a public announcement on Discord. She states that after new information she wasn't aware of was made present to her, Rox would no longer be a part of the development team. They would temporarily stop updates as the team searched for someone else to fill in Rox's roles and apologize to anybody who was harmed by Rox. This alluded to Qwel fully cutting ties with Rox. This is also why there was no Halloween event in 2024, to which there's a whole wiki dedicated on the unused content. Redditors who played Dandy's World were very excited over Rox's firing, posting celebratory posts and comments that not only was he no longer in the Discord server, but also didn't appear as a team member in the Blushcrunch community on Roblox. Slowly, Dandy's World players began to forget about Rox and what had occurred. It seemed that everything was perfect. Dandy's World became what we know now, thriving with updates and content, new optimizations to get rid of the previous ones touched by Rox, songs were made to celebrate the holiday tunes, merch is booming, and overall the Dandy's World fandom is a fun and dedicated community. October 16th, 2025. Over a year since Rox was let go, a YouTube video titled 1 Year was posted. This video features very ominous visuals and audios with the intent to call out to the viewer. At the end, he reveals the dates October 5th, 2024 to October 5th, 2025, sharing that he's been working on something since he was let go. Rox's proposed Dandy's World quality of life update known as Mox Nox. The PowerPoint presentation features 83 slides and include tune, trinket, item, card, and gameplay changes. The video has since been deleted but is available in a channel archive. At this point, the community was both upset and confused. Commenters would state that nobody asked for this and everything in Dandy's World had been peaceful for the most part. End of 2025. The last couple of months spanning from October to December of 2025 was filled with confusion and ridicule from players. Confusion because why would Rox be back after over a year of silence? And ridicule because people found it ironic how Rox was coming back after the new and improved Halloween event and cast was released, which contains Gordy, the second canonical child in the game. April 14th, 2026. Rox posted a birthday post about him to X. He shares that he had just turned 23 years old and had been taking some time off to reflect. He even posted a doc titled Self-Reflection and My Thoughts. Within this doc, he apologizes for his outbursts and then discusses his mental health. He discusses Mox Nox, quote, "It was an extension of my feelings towards Dandy's World and Blushcrunch as a whole while I was on my high of medication. He fully acknowledges that he drew C-SAM. He has a fiance and shares that he's been working on trying to better himself, attending therapy and through other means. He apologizes if he continues to post Dandy's World related content, claiming it's hard to let go of, and concludes the document. April 15th, 2026. A day later, he posts again to his ex, back with new renders for the main tunes. April 16th, 2026. Rox posts more renders and art on X. April 17th, 2026. Rox pins his self-reflections and my thoughts document. April 18th, 2026. Rox discusses the Halloween update in a 9-comment thread on X. He talks about what was planned when he was still on the development team, some stats, his opinions on the now canonical Halloween tunes, and concludes by saying, quote, "Only complaint I may have is that Gory is a bit too min-maxed, but other than that, I like them a lot." April 19th, 2026. A lot happens this day. Rox discusses his disappointment for Dial not having his own music like Dandy does, hypes up Locked Away by CG5, and posts a new Pebble animation. By this point, people had noticed his constant and daily uploads regarding Dandy's World, causing new players to express their confusion on forums like Reddit. April 20th to 21st, 2026. Rox posts new renders for V, Shelly, Sprout, and Astro. He also would repost posts of a depressing nature on his X account. April 22nd, 2026. Rox announces that for his mental health, he'd be taking a break from social media. The comments consisted of many X users saying things such as, "Please don't come back," and celebrating his departure. May 10th, 2026. Rox debunks supposed leaks for what the Halloween 2024 tunes were supposed to look like. He then talks about how his fiance has been in and out of the hospital, and that life isn't going too well, as he had plans to either attend college or get a part-time job. He then makes another thread talking about how hurt he is over how social media has been treating him, shows he has been blocked by somebody he was attempting to converse with, and again admits to doing what people have accused him of doing. He then later, once again, announces a break from social media. June 18th, 2026. Rox returns to X with several posts. The first is a screen recording of conversations between him and Qwel. Several dates show many messages, but the key messages the community have expressed disappointment in date from October 6, 2024 onward. As a reminder, October 6, 2024 was the day Rox was fired, and a public announcement about cutting ties with Rox was made by Qwel to her members. The message reads, "Checking in. I hope you're doing the best you can. I talked with my parents some more now that they were a little bit more level-headed after last night. They were dealing with the cancellation of the flight and the hurricane stuff on top of the news. They now understand that I couldn't care less about the money and understand why I cannot go back to Roblox. They ultimately want to see and help you be happy, and they care about your well-being. God bless your soul, and I wish you every happiness in the coming days." A day later, October 7th, 2024. Qwel allegedly responds with, "God bless your soul as well. I'll expect no call today then, because I got plenty to do. Much care and luck to you. Rox. Alright, I'll send pics of the museum when we go. They are open to call tomorrow if you'd like, because they'd still like to talk about stuff with you. Other than pictures, I'll leave you be for today. You got this, Qwel. Qwel, thank you." Some hours go by before another exchange between them. Rox was just informed that Hurricane turned into a Category 4 with the possibility of becoming a 5. I hope your family has prepared, and I hope you stay safe. Qwel, thank you. We are preparing. Rox, I hate to keep bothering you if you're busy, but I'm still really concerned and want to know if you are evacuating or staying put for the storm. Qwel, staying put. Rox, alright, stay safe, y'all. The next day on October 8th, 2024, 2 days after Rox was publicly let go from Dandy's World, Rox messaged Qwel again. It can be assumed that they called and talked. Then on October 9th, 2024, Rox sends another message, receiving no response. A day later, on October 10th, 2024, Rox sends this. "Hey Qwel, just wanted to check in to see if you're okay after the hurricane. I was going to originally call, but I'm getting too emotional just thinking about it. I wanted to also say I'll be texting/calling less because I want you to focus on yourself and get everything you have back on track. A friend came back to me last night, so now I at least have someone to talk to. So if you were ever worried about that, don't be anymore. The door's open if you need anything. Let it be an emergency. You need assets, or if you simply want to talk again. But now I need to take your advice and start focusing on myself. Yesterday, I got a new car, and soon I finally plan to get my license. So I'm making baby steps. I trust you to do what you need to do. I hope in the future things can change for the better. but we have to take things one step at a time, and I think this distancing will help us in the long run. Take care, Qwel. Keep doing great. Qwel responds with, I'm alive, thanks. I think I need the distance as well after I get all the assets and power back. I'll ping you on Discord and leave that Discord server, but you'll have my phone. Rox. Alright, as for the Flavor Frenzy assets, there's so many scattered between so many different files that it wouldn't be feasible to give you in a timely manner, so I apologize for that. Just let me know when you get the assets and if you need anything that's missing. Some weeks go by without any messages until October 22nd, 2024, where Rox shares that he obtained his driver's license and thanks her for her advice to color in a coloring book. He concludes by wishing her a happy Halloween and receives no response. The final message in the screen recording is from April 27th, 2024. Rox congratulates Qwel on Level Up Expo and Dandy's World as a whole. He then sends a OneDrive with what's assumed to be the Flavor Frenzy assets. This same day, Rox makes a separate post with 4 screenshots from Discord attached. The first 3 are conversations between himself and Qwel, and the last one is a message allegedly sent by Qwel. The first 3 are dated October 6, 2024, the day Rox was fired. Rox. Hey, I'm ready to call if you are. I also wanted to let you know my dad wanted to talk. Qwel. Well, are we calling alone first? Rox. We can if you want. Qwel. Yeah. The Discord conversation contains a 33-minute phone call in which Rox stated the call was us discussing how I would handle leaving the server and how we would announce my removal. The very last Discord message of the thread is sent by Qwel. It was sent January 23rd, 2025. It's unclear who it was sent to and in which server, channel, or group chat. However, based off the message context, it's inferred that the sumdev is Rox. Qwel. I can't give any false hope right now. It could be a year or 2 for all I know. Some dev left me with no Flavor Frenzy files, as you most may know. Had to already fight for the Dandy's World files before I cut him off. Plus, dude, have you seen how laggy his models are in Dandy's World? It's worse in Flavor Frenzy. Rox states, she didn't fight me for the Dandy's World files. I bent over backwards, giving them to her, and recently have been doing everything in my power to give her the Flavor Frenzy files. PayPal, email, texting her cell phone, you name it. She doesn't want them. She never did. Attached to this thread was a screenshot, which is why many people feel betrayed online, as what Qwel initially claimed would be a lie due to the dates shown in Rox's screenshot of the Flavor Frenzy files. June 18th, 2026. The Blushcrunch Studio Discord makes the chat channels read-only. A moderator then posts, Hi everyone. The pace at which inappropriate chats are hitting our public chats at a wide scale has been consistently outpacing our ability to moderate and keep the server safe, especially for our younger community members. As a result, we are temporarily locking all channels to ensure a safe and healthy environment for everyone in the community. The server will reopen once we are 100% confident that we have everything in place to effectively maintain a healthy environment and appropriateness within the server. Tickets will remain open for the time being. Thank you for your understanding. June 19th, 2026. Rox posts the following thread. He states, Hi, in light of the recent situation, it made me realize Qwel lied to you all, lied to me. Here's everything that was said between us on the phone when I was fired from Blushcrunch Studio. In the thread will be all the pics of our conversation, plus some from our Discord. Attached to the thread are 2 statements in the form of images. I will take the time to address frequent things I'm seeing on the site and thread. Okay, but didn't you do this and that? Yeah, sure, but that shouldn't take away what Qwel has done to the people involved in this situation. This was made to add onto the fact to prove that Qwel is untrustworthy and not who she says she is and has severely fucked over so many people. Aren't you the reason this all happened in the first place? Same thing, yeah, sure, but she was the one who came to me in the first place all the way back in late 2020. She wanted to use me for my talent from the very beginning, and then, when she was done, she just got rid of me and everyone else she deemed a liability, or they weren't pulling their weight. I can't undo what happened back in 2024, but Qwel has done nothing but become a worse person. You are not her friend, you are her asset. As for a response from Qwel, I don't believe that's happening. I obviously don't speak on her behalf, but it seems the most likely outcome is she'll just hide behind the PR team she has. From what I've heard, she just shut down the server for a bit currently. The unfortunate truth is she's too big to fail. The goal of this wasn't to make her fail though. This is to bring light to who Qwel really is and what she'll do to you if you aren't useful to her. I'd love to be pleasantly surprised if she even addresses the victims of the situation, but in terms of business, it would be stupid for her to poke her head in the boiling water, so to speak. You don't have to stop playing the game. Premium payouts are bullshit, but you can't control that. Just be aware what you're getting into when you want to give her money. Stay safe, everyone. June 20th, 2026. Rox posts another self-reflection document titled Self-Reflection 2. Within the 3-page document, he shares his thoughts on the situation, opening with how it has allowed him to grow, acknowledges yet again that what he did was wrong, and that he no longer cares what others think of him. He alleges that he has wanted to apologize to the victims involved, but hasn't due to them not wanting to talk to him. He states he wishes he could have made better choices, and regrets how he's acted in past communities he's been a part of. He shares that his intention isn't to paint himself out to be a victim, rather to show us that Qwel is not trustworthy. He then goes on a pity speech, which transitions back into him not caring about others' opinions on him. Then he posts, "Just wanted to drop my thoughts and add to the situation at hand, and then go back to what I was doing. I'm gonna get out of here, going offline, support the victims where you can." June 21st, 2026. A lot goes on this day. The entirety of X has been on fire for the past week. People feel hurt and are sharing their frustration and disappointment online, alongside how many will no longer be supporting Dandy's world. Along with this, somebody who had previously worked for Blushcrunch Studios and been friends with Qwelver, known as Joji, posted a document titled In Regards to Blushcrunch Studios. The 15-page document recounts its experience with meeting Qwel in 2023 when going through chemotherapy, having Qwel as a moderator for its own Discord server, and mentions Qwel's thoughts on the situation with Rox from his past. Joji states, Qwel said, quote, "Rox Serpent did something stupid when he was a child. People from his past refused to let it die down. He felt manipulated to do these actions. He did some bad things, but grew from it." Joji states that after being a loyal member, it was promoted, and a role was specifically designed for it, team manager. Joji claims during the height of the Rox situation, it, alongside the staff, were harassed non-stop. This ended up taking a toll on Joji's mental health, and quote, "We're at an all-time low." Joji points out how hard it tried to keep everybody safe, even making it personal by asking theoreticals like, what if this were my sister? Once everything came to light, it felt disgusted that it had been near Rox for so long, and Joji unjustly put the blame on itself. Joji states it would voluntarily moderate the Discord server as it had been friends with Qwel at the time and wanted to help. Then comes information from Joji about Rox. Joji alleges that during everything that occurred, it was also groomed by Rox. Joji claims during calls, Rox often had mood swings, causing him to lash out. After being discharged from the hospital, Joji claimed it was convinced by Qwel and Rox to speak up about its experience as a staff member, so Joji did, which caused Joji to receive death threats and get doxxed. Joji says, quote, "When I told them both about it on voice calls, they would downplay me and blow it off by saying things like, well, that's the risk of working with the public, or what did you expect? We've been doxxed too." Joji states that while it felt disgusted knowing the true nature of Rox, what destroys Joji is that Qwel knew for months before dismissing Rox from the team. Quote, "I had finally come to terms that Rox willingly and knowingly let me be stressed and unwell due to his selfishness and lack of care for my health or wellness. But Qwel, my best friend." Pages 8 to 15 of the doc debunk several allegations from Joji's perspective with its evidence. Joji also stated, quote, "Additionally, I would like to remind you all that you all do not know Qwelver. How she acts publicly is just that, an act. To assume she is her online persona is parasocial and disingenuous to how someone like myself or victims who knew her would have experienced being around her, and I ask you all to understand that. That being said, to carry on with my point, Qwel and Rox would also always downplay anyone opposing them, even calling them unreliable sources in multiple instances. A couple hours after Joji's document, another X user by the name Pinkie reposts Joji's post along with a thread. Pinkie states, "As an ex-staff member of Blushcrunch Studios, although I was hired along with the first batch of staffers following Rox's removal from the team, I can at the very least put in my 2 cents and confirm that Qwel is notorious for ducking out of situations and refusing to aid the staff team." The thread shares that there were many instances where the moderation team and staff members were harassed and received little to no aid from Qwel. Pinkie says, quote, "It was like the equivalent of the zookeeper entering our enclosure for enrichment time." Pinkie states that they do not support nor condone Rox, but do credit that, through their experience, it's true that you're not a friend to Qwel. Quote, I, however, must confirm that you, whoever you may be, are not a friend of Qwel's, no matter how close you think you are with her. You are an asset to her. You are replaceable. You are discardable. You are a cog in a system built only to uplift her, even if it damages you in the process. She does not care about the well-being of the staff team. She does not care about the well-being of the community. She is more than willing to be compliant and passive, not just within the situation regarding Rox, but any negative situation involving staff, herself, the game, the server, anything. Her tactic is to go silent and allow anybody else to take the brunt of it. And now we're here. Reddit and X are on fire. Some people are very upset and feeling betrayed over this, saying that Qwel won't be able to come back from this. Others are telling everybody to remain patient and orderly and believe Qwel acted in good faith. Whatever the case may be, I'd like to once again make it very clear that the purpose of this video has been to create somewhat of a timeline alongside the allegations that have occurred throughout. I did my best to remain partial and objective. I read through hundreds of pages of documents, found sources from years ago, and current information to receive as many accurate dates as possible. However, this situation is still developing. There's a lot more to this situation, including other minors that have been allegedly ridiculed by Qwel on social media and calls, ex-staff members of Blushcrunch Studio who have spoken out about their own experiences, recently found messages, photos, or videos, and other pieces of alleged evidence that suggest wrongdoings. Unfortunately, due to privated accounts or discrepancies within the information, I did not include that. Like I stated, I tried my best to remain as partial and factual with anything I could find that was dated and untouched. But I don't know any of these people. I don't know Rox or Qwel, or any of the team members. While I wish I had more answers, as of filming, there has been no response from Qwel, no response in the Blushcrunch Studio Discord server, it is still read-only, nor any further posts by Rox. To conclude this video, please do not harass or torment anybody mentioned in this video, including Qwel or Rox. My hope is that this video serves as a useful tool for you all to form your own opinions and thoughts, and I give my deepest condolences to anybody who has been affected by everything that has occurred. Much love.